And when you have winds as strong as we have right now here this morning, it is downright devastating. It is destructive. And of course, we are all hopeful that it doesn't become worse than that. It is extremely hard to breathe. It is also extremely hard to see, and that is another reason why this area is under mandatory evacuation, because just driving down this road isn't easy. The fire is not only on the north side of the street, it's also over here on the south side of the street. Well, we've just moved a little bit further down that same road, heading towards the 23, and what we've encountered is a lot of horses, as we've been talking about this. So you've got a lot of these horse stables as they're trying to get the horses out and evacuate them. Right now, I don't see any flames in this area, which is good, but there was a lot of smoke. And of course, that's not good for humans, and it's not good for horses either. And I want to come over here. Linda, this is your horse. Hey, Rudy, you want to smell me? I know he's got to be pretty anxious right now. Tell me how your morning has been.
Oh, it's been hectic. It's just my worst nightmare.
Now, where do you board, Rudy?
At Castle Rock, right across the street.
At Castle Rock Farms?
Yes.
So do you guys live in this area? Do you
yes,
live
we live in Moore Park.
You live
yes.
in Moore Park. So
yes.
You must have seen and heard of the flames earlier this morning?
As soon as I woke up, I logged on and saw fire and see me, and I panicked. I texted the barn manager, and he said, "Get over here."
Now, do you guys have a trailer, or what are you waiting for right now?
Waiting for a trailer. The problem is he's refusing to load. We've tried 2 trailers, so his old trainer's going to try to get him on another one. We're looking for a slant load.
It just appears to not be letting up anytime soon. Have you noticed like any changes in the wind conditions, Joy, when you talk about consistency, or has it just been, just by the second, just moving fast?
It has been brutal. It has been absolutely brutal, and I wish I could say the winds are heading east or the winds are heading west, but quite frankly, I feel like I'm in sort of a really wide tornado because the winds are moving in all directions, at least close here to the ground. Now, that may not be what meteorologists are saying are happening up higher, but when you're this close to the ground, I got winds going this way and that way and that way, and they're just kind of swirling. And so that's obviously what makes this situation even more difficult for firefighters, because they can't contain something that they don't know what direction it's actually going. As you can see, I have some sort of a structure that's burning over here right behind us. At concern is the right-hand side. We've got about 6 or so horses that they can't seem to corral that have been running back and forth in front of this burning barn. They looks like they have several people over there right now trying to get them out there. Sorry, hold on. Hey guys, I saw you. You need a mask, okay?
Thank you.
I had some extras. Sorry, I just want to hand out a couple of masks to some young people who are over here trying to help the horses. But you can see that we have this structure burning. If you look over to the left-hand side, well, it appears we also have some other heavy building that is burning up there as this smoke is getting very, very dark. And that's an indication that we have structures burning, not just grass at this particular moment. I want to see, I don't know how much walking we can do with our live capabilities, but I want to try and get over to where these horses are right here. As you can see, they're actively trying to get them out of this area. They've actually been here for quite some time. We saw them not too long ago when we were driving through here and showed you the other horses a little bit further down. But nonetheless, for whatever reason, I don't know, none of the trailers seem to have stopped here. I don't think they thought this area was in danger. But if you take a look over here to this left-hand side, that's where we see a lot of stuff that's burning. And now inside that smoke, we still have quite a few horses that are over there right now as they are running through that dark smoke, and they just got to get a hold of them. Looks like they're coming to the road, you guys. The horses are running towards the road, if you see this. Some of them have handlers, some of them don't.
Yeah,
so we got a lot of cars over here right now too, which could be a very tough situation.
Well, just people out there have said they can barely see, and those horses who are stuck between thick smoke and flames, you could tell they're disoriented. They weren't sure which direction to go. Some of them
looks like they're trying to get out.
Hey buddies, hey buddies.
Those are, but there were some. One was running toward the flames. I think it's really hard to see, and they're scared. And
hey, Joy, have you gotten a chance to speak with the? I'm sure the owner is probably busy trying to get them out there, get them out of danger there. But do you know how many horses we're talking about, or an estimate number? Have you been able to speak with anyone on that road?
I see 2 that are still. I see 4 that don't have handlers. I see 1 running wild over here.
Yeah, this is really tough to watch.
It looks like they're going to try and corral him, and then a problem is that one doesn't have a rope around him. He doesn't have any reins. And unfortunately, he's doing what horses do right now. He's running to what he knows is safe.
Yeah.
And that is this particular stable, which is unfortunately on fire. And so we have this one. We also have a young colt here. So I'm dealing with a minimum of 6 horses that don't have people with them.
And Joy,
I wish I knew the name of this farm for folks who live around here. What's the name of this farm? They're not your horses.
What street are we on? What section?
Okay, well, what do people need? As you can see, we got a lot of media and a lot of horses, and we got another one running towards us again.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, a very tense,
All right,
stressful
we got
situation.
this one on a rope.
Yes, they're actively trying to help. And if maybe our producers can tell us exactly where Joy is. It is such an intense scene out there. So we're on Tierra Rajado Road. Of course, most people have evacuated.
And
near the Butler Ranch.
And it looks like we have several people who have stopped now trying to help.
good.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know how confusing this wind and this smoke is for humans. It's absolutely terrifying for horses.
But Joy, it appears that they're making some progress of getting some of those horses out of danger. I know you counted a couple that were that didn't have handlers. Can you give us that point of view, or have all the horses, to your vantage point, been able to get out of the way of those flames?
They are not out of the way of the flames. They are further into them. So they are further into that smoky area right now. Horses, by nature, go to what is comfortable for them in an emergency. And regardless of the fact that there are flames or smoke around them, they want to go back to their barn where they feel safe and they feel cozy. And unfortunately, in a situation like that, that can be, well, it can be catastrophic to horses, not only because of the flames, but because of the smoke and how dangerous it is. So, I mean, that's certainly a situation that's tough. But
Yeah.
here we have one that's being pulled out, and we've got a lot of brave strangers that are coming in here, that they are going into these smokes that and the flame is the area that they cannot see, trying to find those horses and trying to get them to stop running around. So it's certainly a credit to the Good Samaritans that are out here in this area right now trying to help these horses.
I got to be honest with you, Joy. This is very, very, very tough to watch right now.
It's absolutely heartbreaking, you know, when you see these animals and they just don't know where to go and they don't know what to do, and you have people that want to help them and try to help them.
Well, just the visibility alone, we can see horses
But they
now,
just
but
can't.
a few seconds ago, it would just be all white. And as we look toward, when you were showing
I'm
the
sorry, what'd you
fenced-in
say,
area, Joy, I agree with you. The visibility has actually become more difficult when you were looking toward the barn and the corral area. So I did see somebody in the area. I wasn't sure if it was a firefighter who was trying to corral the horses. So there could be people just in fire jackets or actual firefighters out there trying to help as well. But as we've seen, Good Samaritans who have trailers, people who are evacuating, just trying to fit in as many horses as they can.
But I mean, even Joy, not just firefighters. It looks like these are everyday people who are helping.
That's exactly what it is. I'm not seeing firefighters over here. There's a lot of people in the yellow jackets. There's media, there's volunteers, there's people who live up here in the fire country, in the horse country, and those are the ones that are up here trying to help. And many of us, including myself, have these fire jackets. But take a look at this horse that you're seeing right now. This is exactly what we were talking about an hour or so ago with the other horse down the road. They don't want to get on the trailers, and that makes it very difficult to take them to safety. This horse also needing the ramp like the other horse was needing, because they're so terrified and they're so frightened that they just won't go where they want to go. So they're trying to forcibly get this horse onto the trailer.
And you have another news crew actually jumping in to help. They're doing what they can to do to save that horse's life. Of course, it's tough to see them pushing the horse in. That means, though, that horse is going to be safe at the end of all of this. But as we just saw DeMarco and Joy, there were horses running around in the corralled area. As you said, they are drawn to the place they know best. But unfortunately, that is the area that is the most unsafe. And look, our own photographer is helping, trying to keep that door closed, because it looks like the horse is trying to get their way out, but it looks like they are secure now.
Well, I want to get Tommy's attention to the right-hand side, because unfortunately something else is burning. If you look over on, that is the stable right now. That is where the horses keep running to over and over again. and unfortunately it is on fire. And those are those 2 horses that are not contained that seem to be confused. They keep going around in circles, but it looks like we do have some people after them, and it looks like the one that has the colt does now have a rope on it.
That's a relief. It does.
So it looks like they're going to be able to lead those 2 out. Obviously, they don't need one for the colt because he's going to follow his mom wherever she goes, which is also good news. What we need is just simply more people. Also, I want to move out of the way. The fire trucks are coming in here, Tommy, as they're trying to park, because we do have an active fire out here where these stables are. I just hope there are no more horses that are inside that barn. But anybody who knows horses knows that when something starts burning, you simply open those gate doors, you let them run. Horses are survivalists by nature. They will run away from the flames if they can. But when you deal with horses that are used to being in a stable, as I mentioned, that's the problem, because they go back to what feels safe, because they're obviously not wild horses, so they're not going to run free. This is a neighborhood.
And it looked like
and here we have the
it looks like they're getting bolt
colt coming out here now to the right-hand side, Tommy.
It looked like they just
if
asked
you
the
can see that coming down the road as they're trying to get the bolt cutters in there. We do now have the Ventura City Fire Department on the scene trying to help out.
Hey, Joey,
let me
ask you this question real quick. When you arrived on the scene, was the barn up in flames, or did the situation just escalate very quickly?
There is a structure to the left-hand side that was up in flames. That's what I showed you guys first. And then we walked down a little further because we saw the horses. I don't know what that structure was. I don't know if it was a home, if it was a barn, or what it was, but it looked to be pretty square in nature, and it was pretty far gone by the time that we arrived. So it could have been a house, it could have been a barn. I don't exactly know.
And we see
but it's
people
gone.
Trying to corral the horses right now. We have the brown and the white horse up there just kind of stunned. We have the firefighters jumping in to help. They got the bolt cutters getting through the fence. Hopefully a few people up there can get together. Look, multiple firefighters just trying to get in there and try to rescue
these
life.
Absolutely. I mean, these are Ventura City firefighters, so they obviously know what they're doing as they're trying to help cut through this gate simply to probably bring the horses out. It may be too hard to maneuver them now through the fire and the smoke. If you look up behind, the way out is just too covered with smoke and flames now for those horses to get out the way that the people want to get them out. So now they're going to try, and it looks like, take them out here through the fence.
And you know, Joy, not just the horses, but look at those residents out there risking their own lives to try and save them.
I mean, this is horse country. That's what they do here. And that's what makes this community just so amazing. I mean, we saw when Danielle left, I mean, she knows how horse country works. When there's a fire and there are stables, whether you have a horse there, you have a horse somewhere else, you grab your trailer, you grab your equipment, you come running, and you save these animals. Because as we talked to the woman earlier, she doesn't have a horse trailer. If she wasn't dependent on the good Samaritans and the good neighbors that also are in the horse community to bring their trailers in an emergency, then what? Is their horse supposed to be left there? I mean, that's just not how this works.
Yeah.
And we've seen a firefighter who was back where those horses just ran into, who was just pacing that area. So I know there are people back in there with the smoke. You can see part of their shadows and figures back there. Unfortunately, the 2 horses they were trying to say, we can't see them right now. But as we saw DeMarco and Joy, the mother and her colt, they ran back that direction.
Oh, here they come.
Oh, great.
Coming out.
Oh, well, hopefully that.
Yeah, let's hope they can get them out there. And guys, if you're listening to us in the control room.
As for the mother and the colt, they got them in a trailer.
But Joy, just back to you. These pictures, again, just pretty hard to take in. But if there's any good coming out of this, it's seeing the people there trying to save all of those horses.
Exactly, and I don't know who it was who came in and let all the stalls open. Obviously, that's what you do in a fire. You let the horses run. And so someone had to do that long before these Good Samaritans showed up to try and corral them. But as I mentioned, we drove past here. I don't even know what time it is anymore, to be honest with you. But we drove past here quite some time ago. The fire was not here. We saw the horses in the stalls, but there weren't any flames anywhere around here. And then since as we have gone down the road and we have covered the fire in other areas, then unfortunately we had to circle back because this area was left open. It was left untouched. but not for long, because now the fire is consuming this particular barn right now.
And now we see a man with a lasso trying to get the horses, but of course they are scared. They don't know which way to go. The fire is in one corner of the barn, and there's flames covering the hillside. It's very disorienting, of course, but if we have a ton of people who went in there, including firefighters, to try and help out.
Oh my. And Joy, as we stay on your pictures, if you could, again, give us your area where you are, just for our viewers who are just tuning in now, and just sort of recap what you're seeing and what you've seen so far since you arrived on the scene.
Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you exactly where I am right now, but I can't. We are on that same road that we've been talking about, Tierra Rajado. Thanks for coming and helping me out here and for helping out these horses. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but tell me your name.
I'm Macy.
What made you come out here right now?
Well, I live in Bridle Path, so all our horses are safe, but I love horses and animals, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone was safe and was able to get somewhere where it wasn't smoky or fiery.
When you showed up, I know you were one of the first ones here running through. What did you think when you saw this?
Just that we're trying to catch them, and I'm going to go try to get these right now.
Here, take this mask, sweetie. I grabbed a couple of extra masks because I saw everybody running around here without one, but obviously she has more important things to do right now than talk to us. But again, just to recap where we are right now, we are on this road. It runs parallel to the 118. We are maybe a mile and a half from the 23. So we are east of the 23, we are south of the 118, and we are in a very remote area here of this community where there are a lot of barns and there are a lot of stables and things of that nature once we've exited the residential neighborhoods. So when we arrived on the scene, what we saw was a barn was burning. We had a lot of horses that were running around. If you're just joining us now, they were able to corral probably 5 or 6 horses we've seen running through here, but there are 2 that remain up here in this area as their stables are burning. They are terrified. They are running in circles. They don't know what to do. On the side here are all the Good Samaritans who have stopped along the way to try and help corral them to get them to safety. But as we've been talking about with horses, they go to what's familiar. And these are not wild animals. These are animals that get breakfast in the morning and hay in the afternoon. So they are very comfortable in these stables. So when they have an emergency and they're scared and they're frightened, they want to go back to what they know. But unfortunately, what they know, their home, it is on fire right now. The smoke is very thick. It is very heavy. And I'm told there's actually a 3rd horse back there. There are 3 horses that are running around, someone just said. I can't have an eyesight on that 3rd horse, but there possibly may be one more than the 2 that we've seen frantically running back and forth.
Oh, it looks like they might
The
have
fire
gotten
department
one.
came. They opened up the gate.
Oh, wow.
Did they get one, it looks like?
Possibly.
So
Looks like they're getting
yeah.
very close.
looks
Hey,
like they are trying to
and Joy, if you get a chance, as we continue to stay
those
on these
horses in
pictures,
here.
if you get a chance, oh wow, if you get a chance, if you could talk to one who may
Oh.
be free, just to find out and hear from them how long they've been there, and sort of give us a view of this area as well. One of the rescuers. This is just something else to
Yeah,
watch.
he
isn't it?
has one, which
Yes, I would love to. Right now, they're all pretty busy. I see Carter Evans over there trying to speak to the same young woman that we were trying to speak to, but she's a little busy right now as well. Right now, the focus is on the horses. As soon as they get these last 2 horses out, I am sure someone will come over and talk to us. Let me see if I can find someone over here
and Macy
not working with these
Sure.
particular horses.
And Joy, that was Macy, who you were talking to just about 5 minutes ago. She said she has horses. She evacuated them just fine. But once she heard that, or maybe just saw the horses that were free and scared, she couldn't help but stop. And she just went in to help that man who had lassoed that one horse. You said there's another one. Are there a couple? Or no, those look to be, are those goats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys are watching the horses, but I'm joined now by another volunteer. Tell me your name.
Michaela.
Michaela, I know we can't see you right now because our camera is on those horses hoping they get out.
Okay.
But what time did you guys get out here?
Around 6 o'clock, we were down at the ranches at the end of Tierra Rajado. My horses are up at my house safe, but I can't help but help these guys. And after seeing what happened last year, there's no way I'm not helping.
Now, when you first arrived here, I mean, I saw you running around with the horses and stuff. What did you think of this? Is this normal?
I wouldn't consider this normal, but after last year seeing a lady lock her horses up, I took it upon myself. I had to go in there and get them.
Well, here, let's walk out of the roadway because it is hard to see, and the last thing I want is for either of us to get hit by a car. But even though they are moving very slowly, did you go into the barn?
Yeah, I went into that barn. There's an arena down there. There was 5 horses locked in it, and it was on fire, but I couldn't let them burn.
Where was that arena? Was that what I saw that was burning over there?
No, it was across the street, more closer to Reagan Library.
Okay. And do you know what stable this is here behind us?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you at all. I see these men out here all the time with their horses, but I know they care about them, but I don't know if any of them are actually here.
And it looks like what we're seeing burn over here. I don't know if this
That
is
blew up. I don't know what was in there, but that thing went boom, bam, ka-chow.
Now, when you arrived, were these horses already roaming? Or
No, we were letting them all out. This fence was still up. We broke down the fence. I don't know. We weren't really thinking. We were just doing.
Here, well, let's move a little bit further out of the road. Tommy, watch back. Watch your 6. I guess, I don't know. What do you think of all this?
It's California. I mean, it's that time of year, but it's insane. Hold on. I don't know. Sorry. I'm trying to think if that horse can go. Macy, get that horse. Put it in my trailer. All right. Welcome. Forget it. Okay.
Well, I know there's a lot of trailers. I don't know what they're doing with those horses. I don't know if it's the person who has them, but it looks like they were able to at least, get a hold of those
Yeah,
two
we've
last
got 5 so far. These are all my friends. None. Where's your house? 6. We'll go with you in 2 seconds.
Where are you guys going to take these horses?
My house.
You're going to take them to your house?
Yes.
What community are you in?
I live in Simi, up off behind Lake Crestview. We do have a lot of property up there, so.
So you're just going to take the horses there.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to contact these people. I have no idea who they are, so if these are your horses, please let me know.
Now, did I see you with the horse with the colt?
Yes,
Was that you?
Yes. I mean, come on, you can't help but help a baby.
I mean, but I found that very interesting that the colt just followed. I'm assuming that was its mom. You didn't even
Yes.
have to get a handle on her.
Exactly, that's the point. Everybody was trying to grab the baby, but they don't know if you grab the mom, the baby will follow. It can't really do much without its mom.
And the fire department stopped momentarily to help you guys get the gate open. It just became too difficult, I think, to maneuver through the smoke the way you took the other horses.
Yeah, I mean, I went through that way, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost passed out. One of these men came over and helped me, so go them.
Well, and that's what I was saying. You were in there. What was it like being in there where those stables are?
It's really, really, really ashy and dark. It was very hard to see. You kind of just had to listen to where they were. It's too smoky to hardly see even you in front of me if I were over there, but.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't stop at all, and I know people are very, very thankful that you did.
I don't own any of these horses. 90% of these people don't own the horses. They're just bringing their trailers up, and it's awesome to see this community coming together for this.
Well, and before you go, what do you think of this fire when you saw it?
Well, first thing this morning, it was at 6, and there's a ranch over there named Day Creek, and I don't know, I just thought it was crazy because I knew it was going to get to all these horses, and I mean, yeah, it's kind of good. It's not getting to houses as much, but these horses are vulnerable. They can't really do much without our help.
All right, tell me your name again before you go.
Michaela.
Tell me your last name.
Ortega.
Thank you so much for doing this and taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
It's pretty amazing to watch you work. You clearly love these animals.
They saved my life. To be as cheesy as possible, but it's true. Let me tell you.
It's okay. You're allowed to be cheesy. It looks like they're finally getting these last 2 horses out.
I'm going to go try to load this one in the trailer.
Okay, thank you, Michaela.
Hey, enjoy. Real quick, we just want to give our viewers
Such an
an
amazing
update.
story from such a young woman.